All right, this video is going to be about completing the square, but before I can show you how to do this, I need you to understand a concept. So just imagine you had like x squared plus 10x plus 3. I need you to understand that you can change this to something like this, plus 25. And then the original plus 3, as long as you cancel this 25 later on. You see how the plus 25 and the minus 25 are going to cancel each other out, and you'll end up with just the original equation? That's what's going to happen a lot in completing the square. So I really need you to understand that concept. I'm adding something, but then canceling it later. Just so that you're able to understand this. Completing the square is something that a lot of students really struggle with. So let's start with number 4. I know, jumping around, but I want to start with number 4. Here's how you complete the square. Basically, you're going to want to put this in vertex form. If you know anything about quadratics, that's standard form. Vertex form looks like something like this. It's got like x minus h plus k kind of thing. This is what you're going for. So the way you do this is you first identify the things with the x's. And you take whatever has the letter x, not the x squared, the x, and you cut it in half. So half of 6 is 3. So what you do is you write this as x plus 3 squared. Now, I need you to think about something real quick. If you FOIL this x plus 3 squared out, it would be x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. This x squared plus 3x plus 3x is this right here. The thing is, you're adding plus 9 out of nowhere. So what you do is you have to account for that. You have to account for that plus 9 by minusing 9 right afterwards. The plus 9 and the minus 9 would cancel. And then also, don't forget, you still have plus 21 at the very end from the original equation. I know that was a lot. I know it was kind of confusing. The more examples you see, the more sense this will make. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish this problem. So now I can combine my like terms. Negative 9 plus 21 is 12. Now it's just like a normal solve this kind of thing. So minus 12. Then I could root it. Don't forget plus minus when you root. So now it's x plus 3 equals plus minus the root of negative 12. If you've seen my other videos, you can call root negative 12. This is, first of all, it would have an I, and then it'd be root positive 12. And then you could break down root positive 12 to be root 4 times root 3, which is 2 root 3. So this whole thing becomes 2i root 3. So it's actually like x plus 3 equals plus minus 2i root 3. And now this is when you would write it twice. Once as positive 2i root 3 and once as negative 2i root 3. And then you would minus 3. So my answer, if you minus 3 here though, just remember these are not like terms. This is a complex number. So it's negative 3 plus 2i root 3 and negative 3 minus 2i root 3. I know that was a lot to take in, but quick recap, you find the thing with the letter x, so that would be the 6, and you cut it in half, and you call it squared, like a binomial squared. Now, whatever the L of that FOIL is, the L of this FOIL was a plus 9, you have to cancel right outside with a minus 9. And then you just go solve. So let's look at some more examples. This first one. Find the thing with the letter x. That's -8. Cut it in half and call it x minus 4 squared. Half of -8 is -4. Now the L of this FOIL would be plus 16. So you have to minus 16 right outside. And then you also had the minus 9 right from the beginning. Equals 0. Let me give you a little piece of advice. Whatever your number you put to cancel right here is always going to be a negative number. Because whenever you square something, the L of the FOIL is always going to be positive. Even if it's like -4 times -4, that's going to be positive 16 inside, so you have to cancel it with a negative 16 outside. So there's just a little piece of advice. All right, now I would combine -16 and -9 to be -25. Sorry, let me fix that. Now I could just go solve. Root it. Root 25 is 5. So I'm going to have one of them where it equals +5 and one of them where it equals -5. And then I would just solve both. So add 4. You would get your answers of 9 and -1. Okay, this next one, you don't necessarily have to move this to the left side. You can just proceed as normal. Find your thing with the x, 4, cut it in half, so 2. So let's call this x plus 2 squared. Now you still have to cancel the L of the FOIL. The L of the FOIL here would be 2 times 2, which is 4. So you're going to cancel that with a -4. And then all this equals 21. Now just go solve it. Add 4. Root it. Root 25 is 5. So I'm going to have one that's x plus 2 equals 5. And one that's x plus 2 equals -5. And then just subtract 2. My answers would be x equals 3 and x equals -7. Okay, this next one, same thing. Do not move this -5. You don't need to. Just find the thing with the x and cut it in half and call this x plus 1 squared. Now the L of this FOIL would be +1, so you have to -1 on the outside. And now you could just go solve it. So add 1. Root it. This root -4 becomes 2i. So now I've got x plus 1 equals +2i and x plus 1 equals -2i. And then just subtract 1. These are going to be complex numbers. They're not like terms. Do not combine them. So I've got -1 plus 2i. And I've got -1 minus 2i. Like that. We already did number 4. So I'm just going to jump to number 5. This is number 4. Okay, number 5, same thing. Find the thing with the letter x. That's this 4x. And you're going to cut it in half. So call it x plus 2 squared. The L of this FOIL here would be 2 times 2, which is +4. So you have to -4 on the outside. And then the -24 from the original. Combine like terms. So -4 minus 24 is -28. Add 28. Root it. Root 28 is root 4 times root 7, so this becomes 2 root 7. So I go x plus 2 equals 2 root 7, and x plus 2 equals negative 2 root 7. And then just subtract 2. Again, do not combine unlike terms. So my answers here would be negative 2 plus 2 root 7 and negative 2 minus 2 root 7, like that. Okay, this next one, you don't need to move the 6. So just find the thing with the letter x and cut it in half. So this, call it x plus 2 squared. The L of this FOIL is plus 4, so you need to minus 4 outside. Then it all equals 6. Add 4. Square root. Root 10 does not simplify, so just leave it root 10. And just subtract 2. So you're going to have 1, I guess I'll write it out, x plus 2 equals positive root 10. And you'll have one of them, x plus 2 equals negative root 10. And then just subtract 2, so you get x equals negative 2 plus root 10, and x equals negative 2 minus root 10, like that. I forgot to box my answers here. By the way, please box your answers. It makes teachers' lives so much easier. Okay, let's move on. 2 to go. This next one, find the thing with the letter x. That's that minus 6. Cut it in half. That's minus 3. So call it x minus 3 squared. The L of this FOIL would be plus 9. So you need to minus 9 outside of it. And then don't forget there's still a plus 2 from the original equation. Combine like terms. Add 7. Square root. Root 7 does not break down, so just leave it root 7. So this is when you write it twice. You have one that's equal to positive root 7, and then you're going to have one of them that's equal to negative root 7. And then just add 3 to it. So you get x equals 3 plus root 7, and you got 3 minus root 7. Okay, and then this last one, find the thing with the x and cut it in half. So this is x minus 2, call it x minus 2 squared. The L of this FOIL would be negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. So on the outside, you need to minus 4. Then you've got your minus 96 from the original. Combine like terms. Add 100. Square root. Root 100 is 10. This is when you need to write it twice. Once where it's equal to positive 10. Once where it's equal to negative 10. And then just add 2. So x equals 12 and x equals negative 8. Okay, and here's just we'll use this example right here. Here's it all written out one more time, completing the square, because this is something kids really struggle with. X squared plus 4x minus 24 is your original equation. Now you're cutting this in half and calling it squared. So that's like this, x plus 2 squared. You have to cancel the L of the FOIL. Let me use green here. Minus 4, and I'm about to show you why with all of the work. If you took this x plus 2 squared and you FOILed it out, you would have x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. Then you would have this minus 4, minus 24, etc. Well, look at your original. You had x squared plus 4x. That's this, and this. That's x squared plus 4x right there. But when you complete the square, you've got this random plus 4 here. It's the L of the FOIL. you must cancel it on the outside. That way you don't actually change this equation and you end up back at the original. Hope that wasn't too confusing, but I know this is a topic that is very confusing for students. So I hope this video helped.